Turning our attention now to the financial news of the day. All three of the main indices finishing the day in positive territory, with the tech-heavy NASDAQ experiencing the largest jump as the sector experienced a slight rebound. And joining us now to talk about the market and the new unemployment data released today is NewsNation business contributor Lydia Moynihan. Thanks so much for being here, Lydia. And we do want to start, stocks finished higher on Wall Street today, largely driven by a tech stock resurgence. So is that a good sign in terms of how investors are feeling about the market?
Well, green on the screen is always a good sign. And it's certainly good to see these numbers up. Markets are largely reacting to earnings this week. And what we're hearing from investors is this is sort of a relief rally. They're just relieved that things aren't worse. But what's interesting is that, for instance, you look at Netflix stock, which surged earlier this week. If you look at what they reported, they didn't report that they had more subscribers. They reported that they lost fewer subscribers than they expected to. And so investors saw that and were relieved, and the stock went up 7% following that. But again, that wasn't necessarily encouraging news. Tesla is another interesting example. After that report, we spoke with a lot of analysts who said, this doesn't look good. They actually made less this quarter in terms of profit and revenue, lower than we've seen in quite some time. They're not necessarily meeting their goals. Elon Musk even said, we're in supply chain hell. They, of course, had to close one of their factories in China for months and months. But yet today, the stock was surging 10%. So I think people are really looking for any glimmer of hope to latch onto. But you mentioned the tech stocks, and Snapchat just reported earnings after the bell, and their shares have plummeted 25%. They didn't meet their revenue. They didn't meet their profits. And that was really the first major tech company to report earnings this quarter. We're going to see Facebook and Google and some of the bigger tech giants next week. But people are paying close attention to Snapchat because that is seen as sort of a bellwether for how other tech companies that rely, on ads and whatnot will perform next week. So it'll be interesting to see if we keep seeing that tech rally keeping up through the rest of the week and next week.
And thank you. That context is so important. And meanwhile, the number of Americans filing for unemployment benefits actually rose for the third straight week last week, with that number now sitting at the highest it's been in the last 8 months. So what does that tell us about the state of the economy?
Well, I think it's important to say it's the highest in 8 months, not the highest in 8 years, right? When we're talking about inflation, we're talking about things we haven't seen in, multiple decades, 40 years. So I think historically speaking, unemployment still remains very low. People are always quick in markets and looking at data to predict trends. And certainly there is a bit of cooling in the economy. And there's been a lot of headlines, obviously, with notable companies like Ford cutting jobs, even 7-Eleven. Snapchat today in their earnings said they would slow the rate of hiring. So there's certainly some notable incidences of that. But again, unemployment is historically low. And so I think it's important to recognize that that's the case and not necessarily jump to any conclusions about what that might mean down the road.
I certainly appreciate the perspective. Thank you so much, Lydia Moynihan. Appreciate it.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.